Hi, I'm Kevin Harrington, an original shark from Shark Tank. Whether you're buying precious metals for the first time or making a six-figure investment, Monument Metals has proved to be a company that you can trust. With over 10,000 five-star reviews, they help individuals protect and grow their wealth through physical ownership of precious metals. Even during uncertain times, these tangible assets provide stability and diversification beyond traditional financial markets. And joining me today is the CEO, Jon Swyers. And Jon, thank you for being here today. And it's awesome to have you. We love precious metals. We're going to see some a little later, but what inspired you to start Monument Metals?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me, Kevin.
Hey, good to have you.
You know, it all started, right after high school. I needed a summer job.
Okay.
And, I was fortunate enough to have a family friend who owned a coin shop locally.
Nice.
So I tried that over the summer and enjoyed it. But then I went to college and I went.
That was a little better than flipping burgers, right?
It was a lot better than flipping burgers, for
right.
sure.
You learned a new industry.
I sure did. So I went to college right after, went for finance, but I graduated right around the financial crisis.
Right.
So when I did that, a lot of those business types weren't hiring at the time. And so, my mind went back to that summer job I had, and I really enjoyed it. So I went back full time, learned from the ground up, did absolutely everything you can think of I could possibly do at that job.
Very nice.
And but I remember myself, after a few years being in those meetings and thinking, I really enjoy this, but I think there's room for improvement. I think I could do this better.
Yeah.
And so that's where Monument Metals was born. I wanted to create a primarily online precious metals buying experience.
Okay.
And I wanted to be fair, transparent, and have great prices, but at the same time, maintain some of that local business, mom and pop, deal on a handshake kind of feel.
Interesting.
And I think that's what we've been able to achieve at Monument
That's a
Metals.
very difficult thing to do, but congrats on being able to pull that off. And
tell me about it, Kevin.
Yeah.
Well, another really important part about getting started with Monument Metals was giving back is very important to me. When I was 12, I was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and I was fortunately treated at the Johns Hopkins Children's Center in Baltimore, and I was operated and saved by the famous Dr. Ben Carson.
Oh, wow.
And,
awesome.
I've always wanted to give back to that community. And finally, with Monument Metals, we've been able to. And so anytime you buy anything from Monument Metals, we donate a portion of our profits to the Johns Hopkins Children's Center.
There's other gold and silver dealers.
There are.
You're different. Monument Metals is different, and you just started talking about some of those differences, but let's expand upon that now.
Yes. So what makes us different? What makes us different is our customer-centric approach. As you mentioned, we're being online, but our customer-centric focus is trying to keep things as personal and relationship-based as we possibly can. We're not interested in one transaction. We want to build a relationship. And almost at this point, it almost feels like a community that we've built at Monument Metals.
Yeah.
Using this approach, I even still to this day still keep myself available to meet with clients, take phone calls from clients if they have questions. I personally trained every single one of my staff members. No, you're not calling an AI person. You're talking to a real knowledgeable professional that actually knows what they're talking about because I taught them how.
Well, that's awesome because some first-time buyers sometimes need a little advice, help, holding their hands. And so, do you help those that that are just getting started?
Absolutely. So, first time for everything. There's nothing, wrong with that, but it can be scary. But the way that we do things keeps things very transparent, easy to follow. I really kind of break the gold and silver precious metals idea down to one simple thing. I say to new clients, I say, look, the best way to look at this, gold and silver are not changing in value. The things changing in value are the dollars you're using to buy them.
Gotcha.
And no better example, I think, as of this recording right now, gold is at an all-time high.
Yeah.
Clients ask me, when is the right time to buy? Should I do it now? Should I do it next week? Look, if you're watching the trends, U.S. dollar value goes down over time. That's continued to be the case. That will be the case in the future. It's less about trying to time the market perfectly. It's nearly impossible, and almost nobody succeeds doing that.
Yeah.
It's about making a one-time, smart, long-term decision that makes sense for you.
Yeah, more people are turning to gold and silver. I mean, it's happening over and over. And, my question, why, number one, and what trends are you seeing from investors right now?
Okay, so that's a big question, Kevin. So, a few things. I think customers, when they call in general today, I think people are more and more Americans are realizing that neither political party has an answer to the debt and inflation problems that we've been seeing. I think the dollar has good days and good weeks, but overall the trend is lower, and that's going to continue over time. My clients want something they can buy, they can hold, it's real, and isn't as volatile as some of the other more traditional investment types that they may be holding. Building trust over time is important, and the best way to do that is to give people real value. I think people get caught up, trying to make as much money as possible by timing the market, like I mentioned earlier. But more importantly, I think people want something that they can hold that isn't going to lose half their value based on a tweet from last night.
Yeah, there you go. So, I mean, look, it's a competitive industry that you're in, and high stakes for sure. But Monument Metals has maintained a very powerful name and brand in the marketplace. And how have you been able to do that?
Well, we've been fortunate having great people work for us and having great clients. Fortunately, we've been growing quickly. We've been on the Inc. 5000 fastest growing companies in America list 3 years in a row. The way we've done that is by building trust. When you buy from Monument Metals, you're getting that customer-centric approach, which I think building that trust early in that relationship really helps people understand where we are, who you're doing business with. That's one part. Another big part is where we're sourcing the material. If you buy gold, silver, precious metals from us, you're buying as close to direct from the mint as you possibly can.
Right.
We have relationships with mints all over the world. We're the best place to go for all of that. And then on top of that, when material comes into our warehouse, whether it's from a mint, whether it's from a customer that sold something back to us that they bought from us years ago, we have a very extensive vetting and authentication process so that anything that you're getting from us, you can be rest assured came from the right place and is 100% authentic. We stand behind everything.
That's fantastic. And when we started, we said that you work with the first-time buyer of metals and or sophisticated buyers. So everything in between. But I think there's people out there that maybe haven't experienced this, and I am going to recommend that you look for some more information at monumentmetals.com. Website's got tremendous information there. And Jon, I want to thank you for sharing all the great opportunities that are available in the precious metals industry. And thanks for being part of our show today. Thank you very much.